Welcome to the flip side, Toronto Mayoral Debate Edition. Well, the mayoral candidates are at it, and last night was pretty much of a free-for-all.
You got surpluses. Your promises possible. It was our surpluses. Don't you understand that?
I think what we are hearing right now is we have heard here an admission from Mayor Rob Ford. We've heard an admission from Mayor Rob Ford. He's running the gas.
So as you can see, this is the problem that occurs when you have a bit of a lax moderator.
What moderator? I think that, where was Gord Martineau? I knew that he was standing there. Every time I heard the bell ding, I knew that he was around. But really, Gord, if you're going to moderate a debate, go look at some of the past tapes of the U.S. debates. Go look at Gwen Ifill. Go look at people who know what they're doing. Because moderating isn't just letting everybody scream and sitting back and having a chuckle.
Yeah. Well, so we know that Gord got kind of a low grade on this debate, but let's go through the candidates one by one.
All right.
First, we have Karen Stintz. I think we should give her about a D.
Yeah, a D. Poor Karen. She's really more of a policy person who talks policy and is trying to be relatable. She couldn't even be heard in the debate, quite frankly. So I just don't think that Torontonians are going to relate to her. I don't think that her message is getting through. And I think that the whole flip-flopping on issues is really starting to burn.
No, I don't think she's ever going to lose that flip-flopping reputation. And I think someone tried to train her and give her talking points and told her to smile. It came off really insincere.
Yeah, if you don't know how to do that innately, it ain't going to work when you're in a debate.
No.
Now, David Soknacki. What is our grade? What is our grade for David?
We're going to give him a B minus. Why is that?
You know what? David Soknacki, really another guy who was in the background, used to be a budget chief, runs his own company. David's probably the smartest guy on the panel and was the only one really to go at Ford with respect to his numbers. Well, let's calculate the $1 billion that you've saved, Rob Ford. And of course, everybody gets a little bit flustered with that. David looked good. He was dressed in a suit. Again, not quite used to the being really out there format. A background guy has got to get more comfortable with being more forward in front of the camera.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was definitely the smartest person there. He knew what he was talking about. But unfortunately, in the circus that is Toronto politics, that doesn't count for much.
I know. In any other town, David Soknacki would be mayor, but it might be a tough uphill climb from here. Okay, so John Tory, what grade did we give him?
We're going to give him about a B. And I mean, that's because,
slightly generous. Slightly generous.
He came off, relative to the circus that's going on, he came off okay. Adequate.
He did. I think that from a PR perspective, now listen, John Tory has a huge brain trust behind him. He's got Nick Cavalis running his campaign, who ran Ford's campaign the first time around. Now, John Tory, again, really well known, used to talking to the media, knows how to talk to the media, but he's not being true to himself in the way he's presenting himself.
No, you could say he didn't wear a tie. He's clearly trying to go with this casual, everyman kind of thing, which...
He's not every man.
He's not. None of them are, but especially not
He's
him.
a really wealthy white guy.
Yeah.
So if you're a really wealthy white guy and you're also good in the media, dress who you are. Put on a tie, John. Put on a crisp shirt. Don't go around pretending who you're not. And Torontonians might believe in you a little bit more.
Yeah. He could be the statesman in this election, but he's not letting himself go there.
I know, and he really should, because that's really his natural calling.
Okay, Olivia Chow. I'm going to give her a B+.
Yes, you know what? I thought Olivia looked great. I think Olivia has got to get used to... Well, first of all, she was the first one only to really take on Ford about the crack scandal. I know, because no one
said the word. She didn't even say the word. A reporter said the word.
So, she was the only one to take it on. She was the only one to say, let's take down the circus tent. But Olivia needs to know her talking points better. She was given some good ones, likely by Warren Kinsella, but she needs to know them better.
Yes. She has some good little digs at Rob Ford and the one at John Tory talking about this comment he made about women and golf courses before. But I think she just needs to make her personality bigger to match the big personality of Rob Ford if she wants to take him on.
She was a little bit flustered, so every time she wanted to get a talking point, her hands would go, she would look down, and then she would say it. She's got to know those cold.
Yeah. Okay, on to Rob Ford.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you say the grade we gave him.
It pains me.
But for the debate.
For the debate, we're going to give Rob Ford an A-.
I know, we can't give him an A because he's Rob Ford.
Here's the unfortunate thing. He lied like twice a minute. This $1 billion thing, he said, he hasn't cut transit. These are lies. These are absolutely false. But he keeps repeating them, and because no one challenges them properly, and because no one actually has, the cojones to say crack, he came off looking pretty good.
He did. You know, Rob Ford didn't need notes. He may have looked down once or twice, but that was it. When he gave his opening statement, he knew it down cold. So he was actually talking to Torontonians. He was very confident, and he felt it. You could see it in his eyes. You could see it in his face. He was ready. And it was interesting because he got to choose his position in the setup, and he chose to be on the far right. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But aside from, you know, political spectrum jokes aside, all the candidates had to focus on him. So that was actually a very strategic choice. So that's why we had to give him a A-.
So I think here's a lesson going forward. Other candidates who are not Rob Ford, you need to talk about the crack scandal. This is the time to do it. And also you need to come prepared with very specific refuttals for all of these lies that he keeps telling.
You need to know your notes better, and you need to be who you really are, as opposed to appealing to somebody who you think they want you to be. So we'll be watching this, Lauren.
And there's 7 months left of this.
But we're going to keep it exciting and keep it hot and keep it fresh right here on The Flip Side.
See you next week.